this is Clay, and I am pleased to announce that Nomics has raised a Series A round of venture capital financing. Leading the round is Arthur Ventures, and also participating are Coinbase Ventures, Digital Currency Group, TokenSoft, Ben Davenport, who is the co-founder and former CTO of BitGo, CoVenture Crypto, CityBlock Capital.King Capital, and some other friends and family who participated in the round. So we're excited to partner with all of them. So I can tell you a little bit about how this came together. So a few months ago, I started looking at companies that I really, really respected in terms of the products that they had created, but also how lean the companies ran. And a few companies in that category include Zapier, Clearbit, SendGrid, folks like that. And I looked at the size of their Series A, and Zapier and Clearbit, I believe, had only done one round of VC financing or seed rounds, and never had to raise money again. I believe that's true of Clearbit. I know that's true of Zapier. And SendGrid, of course, went on to become public, and I think they're being sold to Tulio right now. But I looked at sort of the average Series A, size, and I saw a lot of sort of constraint and pragmatism around the raise. And I think we were aiming for that as well. At my last company, we raised $38 million in venture capital. And, so I've done the thing where we raise a lot, and over time, I'm becoming a bigger and bigger fan of constraints and, just really being reasonable about these things, especially after the euphoria of the 2017 bull market in crypto. So we're excited about this. I think I was saying earlier that how this got started was I approached Patrick Meenan at Arthur Ventures. Again, they're our lead investor. And I told him we were going to raise, and that I wanted to pitch him first before we went to anyone else, really. So I went to Patrick and pitched him, and basically said, essentially, here's what we're thinking in terms of valuation. I'd like to have you specifically on the board. I'd like Arthur Ventures specifically to be the lead investor. If you guys are down for this, if you're not, no problem. We'll go to the coast, or maybe we'll look here internally. But we really, really want this to be you. And the backstory there is that I served on the board of Leadpages, and I'm still on the board of Leadpages with Patrick for around 5 years. So I knew that we were aligned. And the philosophy here is that I've seen a lot of VCs claim to do value-added things. And I think in some cases it's possible and it can happen, but that narrative has really been blown up around VCs, doing intros and helping you hire and doing marketing stuff for you, or in some cases building software. And I think it's really hard to actually realize that value in a lot of cases. I heard there's a famous Israeli VC talking about how when he first got started in crypto, he tried to do everything to help his portfolio companies. And what he realized over time was that the companies that were going to make it, and that did make it, and that offered the biggest return or provided the biggest return, didn't really need his help at all. And it was the companies that probably, where the investment would go to zero or something similar, that ate up all his time. And he kind of got to the point where when he made an investment, he would just sort of give the founder or whoever was leading the raise his card and say, here's my number. You can call it. I probably won't answer. But just think of this as a money only arrangement. And I actually think there's a lot of value to that. So in contemplating where VCs and investors have been able to provide value, I think for the most part in past experiences, it's really been around board governance. I really think that's where most of the value has been provided. This at least was my philosophy going into this. And so the main thing I wanted in a lead investor was not, a bunch of people on the team that were going to, provide services or help me hire or do whatever. I wanted someone where there was complete alignment at the board level. And the philosophy there is that if there's alignment at the board level, then that's going to be felt throughout the company. And there's going to be less friction around moving on things that are really, really, really important to us. And that this was the most critical factor. So went to Arthur Ventures around that. They took the bulk of it. I think I can reveal this, but so anyway, so they're the lead. And then I wanted to carve out a piece of this deal for strategic investors. So actually, Arthur Ventures is the only kind of traditional VC involved. So also participating. I said who also was participating, but the goal there was that this cryptocurrency asset class is new, and there's a lot of people that could provide guidance along the way, and that this has been really kind of a value added thing. And I just want to give a shout out to everyone we've brought on board around the value that they've provided, because just kind of to correct the narrative that I set out earlier, I actually have found that the strategic investors we brought on have been incredibly helpful. So, we're under NDA with Coinbase, so I can't say much about that, but they've been just very, very helpful. Digital Currency Group is pretty open and upfront about the host of services that they provide, and I found those to be real. Like they have really brought it, and I'm grateful to be part of Digital Currency Group. TokenSoft has, I'm not going to go and list out all the things that these folks have done, but they brought it. Ben has met with us a bunch of times around technical aspects of what we're doing. CoVenture Crypto, CoVenture, and Nikhil and Atit there have been absolutely amazing. And we're just getting started, but in terms of customer intros, review of the product, I mean, they're Atit there, who runs their crypto fund, is a user of the kind of data that we provide. So the insights there have been incredible. And then a whole bunch of stuff I can't talk about. Rob Nance at CityBlock Capital, and then the folks at Polymath, like everyone across the board. And then this guy, Jacob Sims at King Capital, and some of the folks he brought involved is like, these are all people that I meet with and speak with on a regular basis. And, my mind is really starting to come around on, the value that people who aren't on your board can provide. And I really think that's a function of this newer space that we're all trying to figure out, right? I mean, it's very new. And so if this space weren't so new, and some would say nascent, I don't know that this would make sense, but here it does. And I'm just thrilled with a group of people that have partnered with us, and the value that they brought. So grateful for that. Anyway, we've got an exciting journey ahead of us. I'm not a huge believer in celebrating fundraising events. I think these are kind of the start, the start of what's to come, and not exactly reasons in and of themselves to celebrate, other than the partnerships. I think they represent important partnerships with folks who are now on your side of the table and strategically aligned with you. But it's an incredibly positive development, and I'm grateful for everyone who put their faith in us and decided to go on this journey with us. So things are getting started. Things are still very, very early, but I want to say I think we're emblematic of the kind of company that's getting funded now, right? Companies with experienced teams with products that are out and can be purchased, companies with revenue. And also, a desire for equity, right? Tokens were really sexy for a while, but, equity that comes with information rights, voting rights, all that, I think that's back. And, so I think these kinds of deals, a little bit more sober in nature, a little bit more pragmatic. I think these are the kinds of deals that, we're going to see, throughout this year and through, part of next year as well. Unless irrationality returns. Hopefully the pendulum doesn't swing back all the way the other way. I think things were pretty crazy in 2017. The pendulum, was all the way one way. And then I think in this bear market, the pendulum has swung back the other way. And I think both sides of that pendulum are probably irrational. I think the truth is usually somewhere in the middle. Anyway, we're excited to finally announce this, to tell the world about it, and to be partnered with a really, fantastic group of people on this journey. All right. Take care. Bye.